You're listening to the AstroMommy Daily Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the AstroMommy community. Without further ado, here is the Daily Horoscope. Partial lunar eclipse in Pisces deep dive and horoscopes for all 12 signs with tarot cards too. Daily horoscope check-in for Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. Good morning, friends. Today is the lunar eclipse, and that means it's time for the Lunar Poetry Slam. I posted my poem earlier today and opened up the comments section on that post so that you may post your poems there if you'd like. If you didn't get around to writing a poem, there's still time. There are very few rules for this lunar poetry ritual. You can access the word list here and write your poem whenever you want. You can share it or not. I love to read your poems, but I also understand that writing can be a very personal practice. I would love to hear your feedback on my poem, Time for More Coffee, if you feel inclined to share your thoughts. Okay, let's get into the astrology. Today we are going to explore the significations of this lunar eclipse in general, the corresponding tarot cards and decans, and then horoscopes for all 12 signs, illuminating where in our personal charts we may feel this polarity, and a tarot card representing a tool to use with this energy. Lunar eclipse in Pisces. First, what is a lunar eclipse? A lunar eclipse is when we have a full moon, but the Earth blocks out the light of the sun and casts its shadow on the moon by being in between the two. This lunar eclipse will be at 10:34 p.m. Eastern Time and will be visible in Europe, much of Asia, Africa, and North and South America. You can check out your location by visiting timeanddate.com here. Timeanddate.com will be live streaming the lunar eclipse, which you can access by clicking the link below. They will start the live stream a couple of hours before maximum, so definitely check it out so you don't miss it. You can see in the first picture from Solar System Scope below the moon in alignment with the Earth and the sun. In the second picture, I have zoomed out so you can see that the moon and the Earth are right between Saturn and Neptune, which I feel is an important element to the story of this lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse is a really intense full moon, so it brings with it the energy of endings, culminations, and commencement, but much more intense and extreme. The effects of the eclipse are said to affect the next 6 months, so the archetypal combinations and delineations may manifest during that time frame. Eclipses also seem to shake the world at large and represent pivotal events that may happen that affect large groups of people or countries. So because this lunar eclipse is happening in Pisces, you can expect a powerful culmination or ending in the house that Pisces rules in your chart. Now let's take a look at the chart for this lunar eclipse cast for Washington, D.C., USA. Partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. So as I said before, the lunar eclipse will perfect at 10:34 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. For some of you, depending on your location, it may be the 18th. Both the sun and moon will hit 25 degrees 40 minutes of Pisces and Virgo respectively at the maximum moment of the lunar eclipse. A few notable things about this eclipse are that the moon in Pisces is in between Saturn and Neptune, both in Pisces and both retrograde. The moon met up with Saturn in Pisces retrograde earlier in the morning at 6:10 a.m. Eastern Time. And this represents a reality check moment when we all could feel very isolated, sad, or melancholic. Things may just feel heavy today and pessimistic attitudes may be prevalent. In the afternoon before the eclipse, the moon formed a square to Jupiter in Gemini, who just had a trine with Venus over the weekend, but she is now separated from him. The moon square Jupiter can indicate feeling a bit overwhelmed with big emotions, but maybe the moon's recent conjunction with Saturn will keep us in control emotionally. Moon square Jupiter can also symbolize indulging in something like food, shopping, or pleasure, so we do have to be careful not to overeat, overspend, or overindulge. Mercury is applying to an opposition to Saturn in Pisces retrograde, which will perfect tomorrow, September 18th, 2024. And this indicates a decision that we will have to make regarding something we are thinking about. Our thinking may be very focused on the details, so much so that we don't allow any sort of daydreaming to occur. Since Mercury also represents transportation, this aspect could mean car trouble or travel delays, especially traffic tickets. So do be diligent and mindful of the speed limit, etc. Additionally, communication may be subdued, rejected, or declined. This transit may also represent contracts and deals that need to be signed that often show up as oppositions because of the nature of these types of exchanges. The Sun is also applying to an opposition to Neptune in Pisces retrograde, which will perfect on Friday, September 20th, 2024. This could bring feelings of uncertainty, fog, and nebulousness that make it hard to make clear decisions, yet we may feel as if we are being pushed to the edge where we have to make a choice about what we believe. Mars is still square the nodes, just having separated by 1 degree, so aggressive storms are still surging. One is hitting my house right now. There is a grand trine building between Uranus retrograde, the Sun, and Pluto retrograde. The Sun will perfect his trine to Uranus on September 19th, 2024, and then to Pluto and Capricorn on Sunday, September 22nd, 2024, right before the Sun ingresses into Libra for the fall equinox. This represents something unexpected happening very quickly that acts as a catalyst for a major transformation, followed by a huge shift in the plot line. For as the Sun goes into Libra, his fall, he loses a ton of dignity. Venus has just opposed Chiron and will square Pluto on Sunday as well, indicating some really touchy issues in our relationships that are bringing up our vulnerabilities, wounds, and ego issues, and these are all going to get brought out and exposed by Pluto and Capricorn with that square. So there are a lot of transits happening at the same time that flavor this lunar eclipse. To summarize, the story that I am seeing with this lunar eclipse is that we may be leaving something limiting or isolating and moving toward an ending or culmination of those energies, only to have to face off with our true selves, our authentic selves, and then be engulfed in a fantasy world where we may think that things are better for a time. Then there are serious communication or transportation issues that we have to face and something surprising that happens. This surprising thing may catalyze a very profound and irrevocable change. This change will not only affect our plot lines, but will also affect our relationships. Let's explore the tarot cards and planets associated with the decans that the moon and sun are in during this lunar eclipse. The decans and the tarot. Each sign is given 30 degrees, and each 30-degree segment is divided up into 10-degree parts, called decans. The decans are associated with one of the suit cards in the tarot, from the 2s to the 10s, as well as a planet in a given sign. The third decan of Pisces. The moon is at 25 degrees Pisces 40 minutes and therefore is within the third decan of Pisces. The third decan of Pisces is associated with the 10 of Cups in the tarot and Mars in Pisces. The 10 of Cups is about beautiful, divine love, vibrant health, prosperity, children, and pure happiness. The rainbow on the card shows that happiness comes after a period of struggle. Cups represent our emotions and feelings, love and relationships, and the flow of our creativity and intuition. The 10s in the tarot represent completion, culmination, and things coming to their peak point, much like this lunar eclipse. So this is a really positive card to have associated with this decan and thus this lunar eclipse. The third decan of Pisces is ruled by Mars in Pisces. Mars is the god of war and governs force, initiative, action, male sexuality, anger, and conflict, and can represent the driving force within a person that often represents who, where, and what they are willing to fight for. Pisces is a sign that represents compassion, intuition, and depth of feeling. It's also a sign associated with dreams, intuition, creativity, and spirituality. So Mars in Pisces is like a spiritual warrior willing to give up his aggressive tendencies for a more gentle, docile, and forgiving demeanor, fighting with love and acceptance rather than force and dominance. But as with any planet in Pisces, there is a yearning that can be experienced that is hard to satiate. Pisces is always seeking a greater feeling of unity with the spiritual world and is often associated with drugs and alcohol because of the illusion that those provide of escaping the pain of the material world and merging with the other. Because Mars in Pisces can have a longing for more, the god of war may find himself adrift, lost at sea, wandering from place to place, relationship to relationship, or fix to fix, never feeling satisfied and content. I think it's interesting that the moon is separating from the austere, strict Saturn in Pisces retrograde and applying toward the otherworldly, nebulous Neptune in Pisces. With the opposition, lunar eclipse, with the sun in the middle, it's as if she is wanting to leave the material realm and enter the ethereal, but she has to go through a gateway of light. Tying all of this together, this card is reminding us that happy endings are possible. True love is possible. We may be going through challenges and trials and feel tired, but there is a rainbow after the rain stops. The third decan of Virgo. The sun is at 25 degrees Virgo 40 minutes, and thus in the final decan of Virgo, which is associated with the 10 of Pentacles and Mercury in Virgo. The 10 of Pentacles is about achieving the happy ending, the house, the job, the car, the family, and being able to pass all of those riches on to the next generation, so it's about one's legacy. Mercury in Virgo is in his domicile and exaltation, so he is very highly dignified here and represents attention to detail, a very skilled person with numbers, data, and figures, someone who can organize things very efficiently and is great at management. They are self-sufficient and can think quickly on their feet. They are highly perfectionistic yet adaptable to change. Thinking about how this applies to the lunar eclipse energy, I feel like this card is reminding us that everything we want for our lives is possible if we apply ourselves and make it happen. And this sentiment seems to ring true with the aspects going on before, during, and after this eclipse. The Sun's opposition to Saturn on September 8th, and now the Moon's conjunction with Saturn earlier today. It's like we have to commit to something in order to achieve mastery and reap the rewards from it. And now the Moon's application to Neptune and the Sun's upcoming opposition to Neptune is like, in order to reach nirvana or the highest realm of spirituality, we have to have already put in the effort and the work to get there. I think that Saturn is trying to teach us that nothing comes for free. We have to make sacrifices in this life to be able to enjoy the bountiful harvest that is possible. I think that Neptune is giving us a taste of ecstasy, a taste of the good life, but like the ocean and how it is full of fish and life-sustaining elements, it can also wash away everything and pull you out to sea if you're not grounded and tethered here on the material plane. So I think this lunar eclipse is testing the strength of our tethers on a spiritual level. The horoscopes. For each sun rising sign horoscope, I am going to highlight where this lunar eclipse is happening in your chart and the area of life where you may experience a celebration or ending that feels joyous, like seeing a rainbow after a hard rain. This will make the most sense if you read your rising sign. Aries. The lunar eclipse in Pisces will be happening in your 12th house of self-undoing, confinement, hospitals, and large animals. The ruler of your 12th house, traditionally Jupiter, is in Gemini and in your 3rd house of siblings, community, and local travel. You could experience a celebration or ending with something that has to do with your mental health. Perhaps you are leaving behind something that felt confining and limiting, like some sort of mental block, and going towards something that feels more spiritually in tune with who you really are. You could be negotiating a job or some sort of service to others, and this may change things dramatically for you. The tool card for you, Aries, is Seven of Swords reversed. In the upright position, this card is about someone getting the best of you through lies, deception, and trickery. This card reversed is about doing something that only harms yourself. Your own self-undoing could get the best of you. Are you lying to yourself about something? Interesting that we should pull this card when the lunar eclipse is in your 12th house of blind spots and self-sabotage. Do your best during this time, Aries, to be honest with yourself and avoid repeating something that has never worked out in your favor before. Taurus. The lunar eclipse in Pisces will be happening in your 11th house of friends, groups, allies, hopes, and wishes. The ruler of your 11th house, traditionally Jupiter, is in Gemini in your 2nd house of money and possessions. You could experience a celebration or ending with something that has to do with your friendships or the groups you associate with. Maybe you are letting go of being isolated during this time from your friends and moving toward embracing a more spiritual, artistic, or musical group of people. You may also be talking and communicating with others right now about what you find pleasurable, and they may not agree with you, and so your friendship comes to a close. There could be a lack of funds for a recreational activity you wanted to do with friends, but is not possible right now. The tool card for you, Taurus, is Ten of Swords reversed. The Ten of Swords reversed suggests a period of recovery after a painful end. Perhaps you had to cut someone or something out of your life because it was only causing grief and misery. Or you suffered a crisis and experienced loss, and now you are working through your feelings. Additionally, the Ten of Swords reversed could indicate not wanting something to end and feeling resistance. Maybe something has run its course and is at its natural ending time. And even though you know it is what has to happen, you are saddened by this. Remember, the Ten of Swords also shows a new dawn on the horizon, so a new beginning awaits you in the future. Keep your head up, Taurus. Gemini. The lunar eclipse in Pisces will be happening in your 10th house of honor, prestige, social status, career, and authority figures, as well as traditionally the mother. The ruler of your 10th house in ancient astrology is Jupiter, who is in Gemini in your 1st house of the self, appearance, and immediate environment. You may experience a celebration or ending regarding your career, praxis, or something to do with your mother. Maybe after a long period of struggle and suffering, your fortune changes and reaches new heights you previously thought were only possible in dreams. The sun is illuminating your 4th house of home and family, and in ancient astrology, the father. You may be having a lot of discussions with your family about your career and be offered an investment that transforms your life in some way. The tool card for you, Gemini, is 13, Death. 13, death, means transformation, change, and endings. Something in your life is going through a major overhaul and will not look the same after this transformation, and that something is most likely you. With Jupiter in the first house of the self, inspiring expansion and giving you confidence and optimism, you could see a change to your appearance, body, or relationships. With Mercury, your ascendant ruler, about to oppose Saturn, you may be going through a big change around who you are, how you support yourself, and who you share resources with. Your soul bonds may also go through a transformation at this time, as the ruler of your 8th house is Saturn, and Saturn is tied in closely with this eclipse. Cancer. The lunar eclipse in Pisces will be happening in your 9th house of higher education, long-distance travel, gurus, teachers, philosophy, and belief systems. The traditional ruler of your 9th house is Jupiter in Gemini, located in your 12th house of confinement, mental health, and self-undoing. You may experience a celebration or ending around something you are learning or studying. It could also be about something you believe in, perhaps a subconscious belief, with the ruler of this house in your 12th house of mental health. The sun is illuminating your 3rd house of transportation, siblings, and communication. Maybe you have recently learned a hard lesson regarding your means of transportation, and you are eagerly approaching a period of rest and recuperation. There could be a conversation with an elderly person that leaves you with a decision to make. Your spouse may experience something out of the blue that transforms your reality in some way. With Mars in Cancer in your 1st house of self and in square to the nodes in your 10th and 4th, it is important to keep your cool and calm demeanor and gently deal with issues at work or home. The tool card for you, Cancer, is Knight of Rods reversed. This card is all about action when it is in the upright position, but reversed it is about inaction. Things just don't seem to be going according to plan right now. Instead of getting pissed about it, this card suggests being slow and gentle in response to the challenges you may be facing. In your horoscope, the 3rd house of transportation was highlighted by the Mercury opposite Saturn transit, and that could mean car trouble, flat tires, or speeding tickets. Coupled with this card, I would say definitely check your vehicle. Make sure it is good to go before you go anywhere and follow the traffic laws, because this card reversed means setbacks and delays to action and movement. Leo. The lunar eclipse in Pisces will be happening in your 8th house of death, birth, debts, other people's money, and soul bonds. The ruler of your 8th house, Jupiter, is in Gemini in your 11th house of friends, allies, and groups. You may experience a celebration or ending having to do with an investment, a shared resource, or a spiritual bond you have with someone. Something surprising at work may enable you to transform something to do with your health. You may find that financially you come to a crossroads and you will have to make a decision as to whether to keep paying for something or not. Emotionally, you may be leaving feelings of lack, pressure, and stress in the past and moving toward dreams of relaxation, ease, and flow in the future. The tool card for you, Leo, is 3 of Cups. Joyous celebrations lie ahead. It's time for a party. The 3 of Cups is about happy get-togethers with friends and family. Cups are about our emotions, love, and intuition, and 3s are about working together with others, collaborating, and making something new together. With Jupiter in your 11th house of friends and groups and ruling your 5th house of recreation, I'd say you are happily expanding your friend groups and having a great time doing it. This lunar eclipse may signify a celebration for you more than an ending, or maybe an ending to a more serious time in favor of a more harmonious and merry time. Have fun, Leo, and enjoy your good fortune. Virgo. The lunar eclipse in Pisces will be happening in your 7th house of partnerships, marriage, relationships in general, and open enemies. The traditional ruler of your 7th house is Jupiter in Gemini, in your 10th house of career and the mother. You may experience a celebration or ending of one of your relationships, or it could also have to do with the legal issue if you've been dealing with one of those. Mercury is in your 1st house of self and is applying to oppose Saturn in your 7th house, so there could be a serious stop sign coming up soon regarding a relationship or a business partnership that you will have to make a decision about. It's also possible that Pluto's last dip into Capricorn in your 5th house of children and creativity will catalyze a big change for you creatively or for one of your children, and this could inspire a long-distance trip. The tool card for you, Virgo, is 17, the Star. The Star is all about hope and starting over after a period of struggle and upheaval. It's about remembering how resourceful you are and having faith in yourself. It's an omen of hope and blessings in the future. It's possible that this lunar eclipse represents an ending that may feel like an ultimatum or like you are being pushed out of your space in some way, especially with Mercury, your ascendant ruler, opposing Saturn right after this eclipse. The Star card is a reminder that you are self-sufficient, resilient, and strong, and those qualities will carry you through this period of change or restructuring. Libra. The lunar eclipse in Pisces will be happening in your 6th house of health issues, employees, and pets. The traditional ruler of your 6th house is Jupiter in Gemini and your 9th house of long-distance travel, beliefs, and higher education. You may experience a celebration or ending regarding something that causes you stress, a thankless job, or with a pet. Perhaps you are leaving behind a pet or a stressful work situation and moving toward a place of peace and serenity. Your 12th house of self-undoing is being activated right now by Mercury and his upcoming opposition to Saturn and Pisces in your 6th, so there could be some hard conversations in your future that could feel draining. Since Saturn rules your 5th house of children and recreation, and Mercury rules your 9th house of long journeys, these conversations may have to do with children or a trip you had planned. A decision will have to be made. It has been really nice having Venus, your ascendant ruler, in your 1st house, and you may have felt more beautiful and sensual as of late. The tool card for you, Libra, is 3 of Swords reversed. This card is about heartbreak, heartache, and painful situations. In the reverse position, this could mean that something has recently happened that hurt your feelings, or maybe you recently had a breakup and you are in a period of recovery. Perhaps you had a fight with someone or a heated talk and you have been feeling sad about it. The fight could have brought up your vulnerabilities or insecurities with the recent Venus opposite Chiron transit we just had. The positive of this card is in the reversal because it means most likely that the hurt is in the past. So as a tool for this lunar eclipse, I'd say it lies in forgiveness. Scorpio. The lunar eclipse in Pisces will be happening in your 5th house of children, pregnancy, recreational activities, and romance. The traditional ruler of Pisces is Jupiter in Gemini in your 8th house of debts, death, birth, and shared resources. You may experience a celebration or ending involving something you've created or something you love and find pleasure in. Since the 5th house is the house of good fortune and the joy of Venus, you are one of the lucky ones because this lunar eclipse may be more of a celebration for you. You may be leaving a period of seriousness and feelings of lack and moving toward a time of dreams, music, and pleasures. It is possible with Mercury opposing Saturn from your 11th house of friends that you and a friend have a serious talk that feels like a confrontation or an ultimatum. On another note, the Sun applying to trine both Uranus and Pluto means that there could be something exciting involving a relationship, or maybe you meet someone locally. The tool card for you, Scorpio, is Knight of Pentacles. This card is about defending what is yours and at the same time maintaining your position. You may feel threatened by someone or something and ready to fight for what is yours or to defend your honor. Remember to be diplomatic about it. By staying calm and grounded and coming from a place of integrity and authority, you can keep your status, security, and safety. Sagittarius. The lunar eclipse in Pisces will be happening in your 4th house of family, roots, property, the father, and endings. The traditional ruler of Pisces is Jupiter in Gemini in your 7th house of relationships. You may experience a celebration or ending involving your family, your home, or your home life. You may end up having a serious conversation with someone at work or home that brings up your finances, your relationship, or even your style of communication. This conversation leads to an ultimatum or a feeling of being pulled in 2 different directions at once. Something to do with your health suddenly may come out of the blue that alters your trajectory and initiates transformation and growth. Additionally, you may feel like you are leaving behind a harsh, cold situation and moving toward a warm, inviting, and much more peaceful situation. The tool card for you, Sagittarius, is Queen of Swords reversed. Don't be harsh, Sag. This card in the upright position represents a woman who is cutting and to the point in her communications. But in the reverse position, it shows that your normal, blunt, sharp, no sugar style of speaking may be too much right now. It's time to bring out the softer side of yourself and communicate your needs to others in a tone that doesn't sting and with words that don't bite. Find your inner strength to be nice, even if you are dealing with major stuff that seems to strip away all the niceties and elements of politeness. This includes how you talk to yourself, so speak kindly to yourself and others during this lunar eclipse. Capricorn. The lunar eclipse in Pisces will be happening in your 3rd house of siblings, community, communication, and local travel. The traditional ruler of Pisces is Jupiter, and he is in Gemini in your 6th house of stress, health issues, and pets. You may experience a celebration or ending involving a sibling, your neighborhood, or because of something you say or write. A teacher, guru, or priest could have a serious conversation with you that leaves you having to make a decision regarding your education or belief systems. It's possible that you have to sign a contract at this time. You may be leaving something cold, austere, and melancholic and moving towards something that seems fun, inviting, and dreamy. Perhaps you get a wild hair and create something amazing that you share with the world that transforms who you feel you are at your core. The tool card for you, Capricorn, is the King of Pentacles. If anyone was going to get the King of Pentacles, I'd have guessed you, Capricorn. The King of Pentacles represents someone who has mastered the art of gaining material wealth and abundance and has put themselves in a position to be able to be generous and kind to others by sharing their wealth and resources. With the sun highlighting your ninth house of knowledge right now during this lunar eclipse, maybe it is a cause for celebration. Enjoy your good fortune, Capricorn. Aquarius. The lunar eclipse in Pisces will be happening in your second house of possessions and money. The traditional ruler of Pisces is Jupiter, who is in Gemini, and your fifth house of children, recreation, and creativity. You may experience a celebration or ending with something that you own or that you spend money on, and this could be something for a child or something you do for pleasure and fun. You may feel as if you are moving away from a sense of lack and limitation and moving toward a dream, an ideal fantasy, or a spiritual goal. Aspects of yourself that you normally don't like to share with others could be illuminated right now, and there could be a lot of healing through boldly talking to others about your feelings. You may have to make a decision about an investment or a deal with someone and sign a contract or a document to secure it. The tool for you, Aquarius, is 5, the Hierophant. The Hierophant is showing up to remind you that you can trust your faith. You have within yourselves what you need to bring a sense of peace and clarity to the situation. You may be going through emotional tests and challenges, but these tribulations will ultimately help you to heal and grow. Have faith that everything will work out for your highest good right now, Aquarius. Pisces. The lunar eclipse in Pisces will be happening in your first house of self, body, health, vitality, and personality. The traditional ruler of Pisces is Jupiter, who is in Gemini in your fourth house of home, family, and the father. You may experience a celebration or ending surrounding the way in which you connect to something on a deep internal level that makes you who you are. A commitment may be asked of you by a trusted friend or partner, and you may have to give them a yes or no. You may feel as if you are leaving something very heavy and restrictive and moving towards something dreamy, otherworldly, and compassionate. It could feel like you are going home in some way. There could be something that comes up out of the blue that shakes things up in your relationships and is the catalyst for a profound transformation. The tool card for you, Pisces, is Queen of Rods reversed. It's time for you to look within for that creative spark. Use your intuition to find the part of you that needs to come out and play again. You may be feeling too practical and lacking passion right now to inspire others or even yourself, but that's exactly what this card is proposing, that you find a way to inspire yourself and then share that enthusiastically with others. I hope you enjoyed these sun rising sign horoscopes. I would love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment. Take care of yourselves during this lunar eclipse. I wish you all the best. Until tomorrow, AstroMommy. Thank you for reading or listening to the Daily Horoscope. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. Today's cards were pulled from the Hanson Roberts Tarot deck available on Amazon. If you seek knowledge and enlightenment, the AstroMommy newsletter may be right for you. Side effects of reading or listening to the AstroMommy newsletter are common and include joy, jubilation, delight, happiness, gratitude, love, triumph, feeling in tune with the universe, experiencing deep insights, reflections, and contemplations, a lightened soul, a lighter step, feeling awake when others are asleep, illuminated, enlightened, having spiritual experiences, noticing repeating numbers, animals in nature, or songs on the radio that speak to you, getting vibes, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsmelliance, feeling like you know a secret language, biophilia, crying tears of joy, emotional literacy, feeling lively, stable, exalted, having an auric glow, or feeling like you woke up on the right side of the bed have all been reported. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a very small commission. Thanks for listening.